Humans are just one of countless species living on this planet, but intelligence, awareness, and the ability to learn have made us unique. That same ability lets us understand danger, research it, and prepare for disasters before they strike. And yet history proves again and again that when a natural or man-made disaster suddenly hits, one moment of panic, one wrong decision, or simply a lack of preparation can change thousands of lives forever. On this channel, we break down every disaster through science, real events, and practical survival tips, so that if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, knowledge becomes your greatest weapon. Today, we're going to tell you how the most terrifying morning in recorded human history unfolded. A morning that became the last morning for hundreds of thousands of people. December 26, 2004, 7:58 in the morning. Just off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, deep beneath the ocean floor, the earth suddenly ripped apart. This wasn't just any earthquake. This was a megathrust earthquake, measuring somewhere between 9.1 and 9.3 in magnitude. Just to put that in perspective, this is the third largest earthquake ever recorded since 1900. But the story of this disaster actually started millions of years earlier. For eons, the Indian plate had been slowly grinding beneath the Burma plate, just a few centimeters every year. Pressure kept building underground, year after year, until finally, on that December morning, a fault line stretching nearly 1,300 to 1,600 kilometers suddenly gave way. The ocean floor shot upward by several meters in an instant. Try to picture that, an area of seafloor larger than most countries, suddenly thrust upward in a matter of seconds. That single movement displaced billions of tons of water. And that water became the deadliest tsunami the world has ever seen. Scientists describe the energy released that day in a way that's almost impossible to comprehend, comparable to hundreds of millions of Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs going off at once. It's just a way to help us grasp how unimaginably powerful this event really was. What happened next is even more fascinating. Out in the deep ocean, these tsunami waves were traveling at 700 to 800 kilometers per hour, faster than a commercial jet. But as they approached the coastline, they slowed down to 30 to 80 kilometers per hour. Here's the terrifying part though. Slowing down didn't mean the danger decreased. When a wave slows down near shore, its height actually increases. In parts of Aceh, Indonesia, these waves reached heights of up to 51 meters. Picture a wave as tall as a 15-story building, barreling straight toward you. Aceh was hit first just 10 minutes after the earthquake. People had no time to think, let alone react. 2 hours later, Thailand was devastated. Around the same time, Sri Lanka was struck. Within 2 to 3 hours, the coast of India was hit as well. And here's the part that still shocks scientists today. This tsunami crossed the entire Indian Ocean, and 7 hours later, it reached the shores of Somalia, on the other side of Africa. One earthquake, one moment in time, and 14 countries caught directly in its path: Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, the Maldives, Malaysia, Myanmar, Bangladesh, Somalia, Kenya, Tanzania, the Seychelles, South Africa, and Yemen. Now let's talk about the people who were alive that morning and never got to see the next one. In Indonesia alone, more than 167,000 people lost their lives. Sri Lanka lost over 35,000. India lost more than 16,000. Thailand lost over 8,000. And smaller nations lost hundreds more. In total, 227,898 people were killed or went missing. Just stop and think about that number for a second. That's roughly the entire population of a mid-sized city, gone in a single morning. Thousands of victims were never found. Entire coastal villages were wiped completely off the map. Whole families disappeared in an instant. More than 1.1 million people lost their homes. So the real question is, why did so many people die? The answer isn't just about the raw power of nature. It's about the lack of information. At the time, there was no tsunami warning system anywhere in the Indian Ocean. People had no idea that before a tsunami hits, the ocean often pulls back dramatically from the shore. In many places, people actually walked out onto the newly exposed beach out of curiosity, thinking they were witnessing some strange natural phenomenon. 15 to 30 minutes later, the giant waves came crashing down on them. This is a lesson for all of us. Knowledge is the one thing that can genuinely save your life. But this story isn't only about devastation. There are moments of pure humanity from that day that still move people to this day. Fishermen took their small boats out and pulled drowning people from the water with their bare hands. Doctors set up makeshift hospitals right on the beaches. Local volunteers, with zero regard for their own safety, saved thousands of lives. And in the aftermath, more than 90 countries around the world stepped up to help. The United Nations, the Red Cross, NGOs, military forces, medical teams, they all mobilized together. Food, water, shelter, helicopters, search dogs, field hospitals. This became one of the largest humanitarian relief operations in recorded history. This disaster also forced the world to learn a critical lesson. In its aftermath, the Indian Ocean Tsunami warning system was created. Ocean sensors were installed. Seismic monitoring stations were expanded. Satellite tracking improved dramatically. Coastal communities began running evacuation drills. And public awareness campaigns were launched across the region. All of these changes made the world significantly better prepared for the tsunamis that would follow in the years ahead. And that brings us back to exactly where we started. Humanity's greatest strength was never physical power. It's knowledge. The day the world finally understood the ocean's silent warning, that's the day millions of future lives started being saved. If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe to this channel so we can keep bringing you real stories and life-saving lessons just like this one. Because when disaster strikes, the only ones who survive are the ones who were already prepared.